we have two guests that are going to come up and lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. It's your all's time. These are Rodburn students, am I correct?
Auburn and RCPC.
Rodburn and RCPC. This is T. Bird and his sister Allie Flanders. They're going to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. So, whenever you're all ready.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good job.
We'll go ahead and have Chrissy call the roll, please.
Atkins,
Here.
Bishop,
Here.
Carew,
Yes, ma'am, I'm here.
Franzini,
Present.
Oosley,
Here.
Seeger.
Here.
Minutes of the previous meeting. Everyone had a chance to look over those.
Motion for approval.
Motion made by Glenn and second made by
Jan.
Jan.
On the minutes, page 9, number 11, 11D11, executive session. We voted, is this where we voted to go, we came out of a motion to go out of executive session? There was no record of the vote. Do we have to have a record of the vote?
I don't think we've ever recorded that.
It's okay with me,
because
but I just,
because the record keeper may not even be in here when you're in the executive session.
That's
So I
probably-
don't know if
that's
we've
probably
ever
why.
recorded it.
that's fine. Great, thank you.
Okay. Any other questions? Discussion? Everybody good? All right. Hearing none. Please call roll.
Atkins,
Yes.
Bishop,
Yes.
Carew,
Yes.
Franzini,
Yes.
Oosley,
Yes.
Seeger.
Yes.
Next, we have public comments, and I have invited a young man who came a long way today to be here to talk to us. He was coming on other business as well, and I want to introduce Mr. Josh Parker. Josh is a business development, economic development type. You can tell him exactly what it is, but he works for Ragent, and he's over, this is one of his areas. He hails from a small town outside of Austin, Texas, and he will be coming up and taking a tour of the Space Science Center tomorrow. As you know, Ragent is going to be working closely with Morehead State University, and hopefully they'll be up and going by at least the beginning of the year. But Josh wanted to come and take him around and show him some of the things that were going on here, and also he'll talk a little bit about what Bob Skina and Ragent has donated 10 of their what they call the breadcrumb nodes for wireless communication. He's got one over there we'll pass around here in a second, so he can clean up the mess I started with, we'll give the specifics of everything. But Josh and I have been talking here for a little bit, and I think this is going to be a great partnership for us with Ragent and the city, and he's going to tell a little bit about what they do and how this can benefit us. Thanks, Josh.
Thank you very much. As Mayor said, I'm Business Development Director for Ragent. I have a kind of unique perspective compared to most of the people in my side of the industry because I've been on city council, I've been on commissions, I've worked with the EDC, I've worked with the chamber. So I've had a feel for what towns go through. The town that I'm from, 6,800 people, about 45 minutes from Austin, 45, 50 minutes out. So we have some of the same things in common. Growth of demand, how to keep up with it on a limited budget, those types of issues that are always, what we're faced with. I've been, honestly, Kentucky wasn't one of my areas. I handle Texas to the east and all of the Caribbean, and then globally all of oil and gas is through me. And I came up to, as a favor for Bob Skina, to Lexington to go to the fiber optics symposium they had about 6 weeks ago. And I swapped states with a guy. because I see what's going on here, and I've, in my previous life, done that exact thing, public-private partnerships to get fiber to the small towns that need them. So I understand where that's going. I also understand the components after the fact of, once you get it there, what do you do with it? How do you spur that competition? How do you get multiple people in there? Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what's sitting there if your citizens can't use it. And so I kind of just had a kindred spirit come up with that thing. So asked them, they said yes. And so I'll be working closely with the development of the building here. As the mayor said, we'll be meeting with the university, and I'll be working with them. I already have ties in at NASA that I work with out of Florida. So that will be nice, having a two-pronged approach to working with some more. And we have some projects in mind to maybe bring more into Moorhead through the university for that very fact. So in that line of things, these are the units that Bob had agreed to donate to the city. And they're used for radio-to-radio talking without having to run cable down the street or no overhead lines, but also provide Wi-Fi out of them. Now, we've used these, for military. We've used them for all sorts of solutions. One of the solutions we've thought of here is maybe Wi-Fi in one of the parks, maybe Wi-Fi set up down Main Street. We're going to take a look at some of that over the next couple of days and see where it would fit well, where we could get that installed, and what we think it would take, above and beyond the equipment to make that happen. We also have some time budgeted time for our engineers to help to assist with that. So hopefully we can reduce any burden. Or
Wi-Fi on the ball field, I mean, that could be a great distraction to the right fielder. He's already got it.
Well, chasing butterflies or trying to text, that's right. So,
How big an area will 10 of these cover?
well, they, without getting too technical, you're really limited by how far the client, the phone or the tablet, will talk to it. Those will reach a mile apart. But the device you want to connect to them will only reach about 100 yards. So what we would probably do is figure out where to get the best bang for the buck design-wise. Where one reason we thought of Main Street, shopping district, historical. I saw the arts stuff down there today as I drove through my first time. I was lucky I found Kentucky, let alone Moorhead, so we're really good today. But I've also found out that the city owns the light poles down there. So that might be something where there wouldn't be any additional monthly or annual cost to, say, a utility for mounting to the poles or something like that. Be able to tap into the power you already have. That's kind of what I do, is figure out all those things. But going up and down there, we may use maybe half of them up and down Main Street to give coverage through that, and try to leave a few to get back over this way, maybe to one of the parks or something. We just don't know yet for sure, but we'll make some recommendations and draw it up on a nice little presentation and give that at a future time, I'm sure.
Sir, how could this assist our police and fire department? And you talk about only 100 yards and hot spots, but...
and that's a little different. With what we're donating here, it's more of the off-the-shelf version, not so much the industrial versions that we do for military and emergency operations centers and police, fire, EMS. Those models have a little more oomph to them. And what we do with those is we actually outfit the vehicles with one of the devices. Then it can reach as far as the ones on the poles or the towers.
Have you done that in Kentucky yet?
Not in Kentucky.
Be a great way to come
It's
in.
on my list of things to do.
All right.
So if I could just find a city who wants to be that
Hey,
first play, I mean, I'm just saying. So, but no, those are some of the things we have done in other places. There's a network I was telling the mayor about in Houston that has over 800 cameras downtown Houston, all on a wireless network, similar to what we do. And I helped design that network. I know it very well. City of Austin uses something called the Halo network. That's the high activity areas, bad spots downtown, that kind of thing, to where they have video, not just video for recording evidence, but response. They have a team assigned to watch those cameras at certain times and respond and send someone out there, dispatch an officer. And it allows officers to be in more places at the same time. So there's a lot of things it can do. The entire island of Bermuda is converting off of UHF VHF to all IP-based communications through a Ragent network. So their vehicles, their body cameras, their push-to-talk, everything they do will be IP. Now that terrain's a little easier to deal with. There's a ridge down the middle of it. You put something on top that goes down both sides. It's pretty easy. It's a little trickier when you get into a hilly area like this.
We just need a few extras on.
That's exactly right. It's not impossible. It's just like everything. With enough money, anything can happen.
Yes, sir.
So, but that is some of the things that we do. We also have a model that's under development right now that's used for video surveillance. To where we have our test demo is in a little town called Media, Pennsylvania. And in Media, they have 6 cameras up and down their main street area connected to one of these that also has the storage on board for all of their high-def video. And so they can actually record things that happen. They've had a conviction from an assault that was caught on that video and saved. Most of the time they use it because they have a parade like every 3 weeks. They love parades in this town. And so they have over 20 parades a year. And these parades, they put online on their city website to bring in tourism, to bring people in and show some of the things that they do, whether it's an old car or an art festival, whatever it may be, is they do that just to put them out there, use the internet and some of that bandwidth to replace, what used to be on billboards and mailers and paper.
And one of the keys to that, like we're experiencing here with the broadband initiative that's going through with the fiber coming through the Kentucky Connect and so on. That's the key to this.
Well,
The fiber
it
really
really is. You can do a lot of the internal stuff, maybe helping the police or covering an area, or we've even helped design pods before with everything in it. In a Pelican case, a quick deploy case, where maybe they need to put a camera in a spot to watch an area they think bad, a drug deal's happening or something's going on, and they want to watch that area. They have done things like that, and then feed that info back wirelessly. So there's some things that can be done in interior that don't depend on that yet. Now, when you get to what really enabling what it can do with the video, with Wi-Fi across large areas, stuff where you need more pipe at the back end. Or as I tell people in city language, our water main's not big enough. You've got about a 1-inch line, you need about a 24-inch line to do what you need to do. And that's what that fiber will do, is it will increase that main. It will get you what you need for the hospitals, the schools, police, fire, EMS, county services, to be able to connect to and share that information, get information from other places, and it's just an economic development item that you can't live without these days.
And people come in, new businesses and new corporations, and especially
Absolutely.
manufacturing, they ask water, sewer, electric,
Fiber.
broadband.
That's right.
Fiber.
That's
it.
right. That's exactly right. And that's as I alluded to earlier, one of the things that I focused on when I owned a fiber optics integrator, and I owned a wireless internet provider. And that's what we did, was focused on little towns in West Texas that the big boys would never spend money on. Because those schools need bandwidth, those hospitals need the ability for other services from doctors with more tools. There's no difference, except they couldn't make as much money on it. So we help the cities find ways to do that, work, an EDC, city, and private entity approach to get those things done. And the purpose of it was immediately a small town of 3,000 or 4,000 people could start going and recruiting in businesses, small manufacturers, rural manufacturing for farm and ranch supplies in Texas. And they brought in one of the largest in the state with their second site and put it in that town, because then they were connected. They could do their jobs. So it's definitely a requirement, just like having any other utility these days. It's too bad it's not funded that way.
Well, we're excited to have you. We appreciate the donation and we look forward to working with
Absolutely.
you and the company.
Absolutely. If anybody has any questions about anything, Mayor Trent knows how to get a hold of me, and I'm open to any one-on-one time anybody needs.
We're gonna go around tomorrow and go some different places, but then Wednesday, as another donation that they made a little while ago, they made donations to the middle school. And he's gonna be working with the middle school people, doing the same, very similar thing out there. So he's gonna be talking to Mr. Conyers and going through all the different ways and how they can utilize it out there, so. Glenn's, he works at the school board.
Oh, okay.
And so he's very interested in that. But anybody have any questions for,
Thanks for being here.
Thank you all for having me.
Appreciate it, thank you. All righty, any other public comments?
Here you go, sir. 5 cruisers.
Oh,
Any other public comments at this time? Feel free to come up and identify yourself, and we can go on if you have anything you want to discuss. If not, we'll move into the quarterly reports. Tourism and Conference Center, Ms. Joy Brown.
Well, I have good news. We were just chosen for the Kentucky Century Challenge. I know many of us don't know what that is, but I didn't either until about 2 months ago. It's a bike race that comes across the state. They compete for jerseys. It's kind of kind of like the basketball tournaments and everything. I was just on the phone with, it's E-Town, Lexington, London, and then us. We were chosen as the third leg of the race.
Awesome.
So the announcement will be official at the 1st of December, but it's a good opportunity for us. We just had the Bike Moorhead event here, and they chose us. They don't know if they're going to make us consistent. They may rotate the third city for a little while, but we need to wow them next year. So we've already committed financial funding for it, and we've already partnered with the bike shop. So it's a good
What's the
opportunity.
dates for that?
June 18th. Where I do quarterly reports, I don't know if you all know, but we sold 22,000 tickets at Arts and Eats Festival. So the festival's raised $69,000. We continue even though we gave the festival to Downtown Moorhead and the Arts Center, we still contribute $14,000 to the festival. So that will continue. We have always had requests for the city-county map, just a basic map with street addresses and everything. I'm working with maps.com. They're creating one just specifically for us, and we'll get those out as soon as those come in. I've always been hesitant because the internet's changing so much and streets are added, but we're going to try this option and not order a whole bunch at the first time. You've got it on your agenda for tonight is Tony Pence and I applied for a Renaissance on Main grant to help with wayfinding signage. We awarded $5,000. So that's what we're going to use it for. So, and then I've also gotten a grant just a few days ago, a pedestrian planning grant for $3,000. So a little bit goes a long way. These will be just planning processes. I've got to go to a couple trainings with this grant. So we've got the tree walk this year again, December 1st through the 13th. The tree walk's donated $22,000 to Round County Christmas, and this will be our 10th year. Next year will be our 10th year at the conference center. So
Awesome.
we'll have a big celebration too. And then we just hosted the outdoor and off-road expo. Already planning again next year. It's iffy with weather every time because if it's going to rain, people want to come inside. If it doesn't rain, people don't want to come inside. So Saturday was busy, Sunday was a little slow. So we're going to change the times up a little bit. So I think it was a success. So.
Awesome.
Anybody have anything else? Yes.
Go ahead, Karen.
Well, you may not know the answer to this, because this is probably more for Ashley. I just noticed on the art classes, the income, only 2 or 3 actually brought in income. Does that mean the other classes did not make or did not happen?
Some of them have been canceled because of low sign up. We had one artist that was teaching the classes that has become ill.
Right.
Some of the classes, they're starting some new activities, so they're buying supplies for those classes. So the painted tiles classes are a hit. I've participated. It's kind of addictive. But the expense is up in the front, so.
Sure.
But she's already exceeded her grant or her goals for raising funds this year. So, and I would go be killed tonight. Dearly Departed, if you didn't see it this past weekend, Ashley's in it, Glenn's directing
Oh,
it.
yeah, I heard that.
Come see that.
Great, well, I just wondered if I just looked at that, wow.
They, we make money on those classes. I don't know what you're looking at there,
I'm
but
looking at
we do.
page 54.
It's some of the what I was saying is some of the classes where she's doing some new ones, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we make money on
Yeah.
all those classes.
I would hope so, I mean,
Because-
it's great.
If there's below the minimum, they won't have them.
Yeah.
But you might mention what you're doing about, the meeting I was in with you the other
Oh,
day.
yeah. It's
I thought that
not
was-
Moorhead's best kept secret. Our contract with Lundy's is up on December 31st. We have elected to do a different route. This is thanks to our new director. He came with the idea and we took off with it. We have opened it up to multitude of caterers. We've hosted our first set of meetings. Right now, we don't have the contracts back in. They don't not due till December, but we will allow our our clients to come on site and pick their caterer. So,
Great.
we're doing some, not renovations, but kind of transitions. The kitchen will become one station and the old concession stand. It'll still be a concession stand if we need it, but it will be a second one for smaller events. We have met with 18 caterers so far. We basically we played the fair game and we got the list from the city of all the ones that, pay taxes, and we sent that out, and that's the ones that came in. I was amazed. I mean, KFC can do 100 people. I mean, these are things that we didn't know they could do. So, I've not met somebody that didn't think this was a great idea. We all knew it was coming. We knew it was a transition. I have to admit I've been the one that's hesitant because I just didn't have time. It's kind of been a wild 9 years in this job of changing jobs and all that good stuff. So I've been hesitant. Jamie's new eyes, and he changed the game. So we've already got 2 weddings in January from this change, and we've probably got 10 that's lined up that weren't coming before. And not to say that Lundy's is out of this game. They came to the meetings. They're still a part of this. They can handle the big dogs. I mean, we've got 1,000 people in the building. They can handle those kind of things. Jan and I talked about that too. Those are kind of things that we want to be welcoming to everybody. So, but I think it's a new beginning for Moorhead Conference Center. I really do. So, I've not heard anything negative about it yet. Bear with us as we iron out the kinks, because we're going to learn as we go.
Well, it's just a better opportunity for
Right.
everybody to get some
Right.
choices.
Yeah. There's,
And that's more.
Yeah.
Exactly.
they can just go down the list and pick. And if your food's bad, you got to talk to your caterer.
I know the chili thing they have with God's Pantry on Saturday went well.
Yes, it did.
Oh, that's
It did.
fantastic.
It went well. Chili Wars had 20 teams.
20 teams, yeah.
Yeah.
Sheriff's
Sheriff's
Department.
Department won.
Yeah.
Oldenville's Fire Department didn't put somebody in, right, Jeff?
They had a fire truck on standby for some of them.
I was on standby.
No. But anyway, that was, I think that was a good.
Yeah. And we'll have to start working on the 20 parades for next year, I guess.
Yeah.
You got a good idea. I could see Sexton's eyes twitching over there.
Yeah.
His whole body.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. Any other questions for Joey?
I have one, and looking through this, a reserve account or a standby account, money set aside, that we talked about once before.
Yes, as Keith always calls it, the Bill Patrick Fund.
There you go, I didn't know if it was
The
Bill
depreciative
now.
asset reserve account.
Yes, how much you got in there?
About 40,000. We did some AV equipment renovations, and a lot of it we could take right out of the main account,
Okay,
and some of it we took out of the depreciative asset. I'd say next year we may do some carpet changes. I think that's coming. We've been very lucky with what the carpet's been through over these years. Had boats on them and lots of people walking on them, but.
how much have you been holding back each month, or did?
I changed that, based on our bond payments, but I've been holding back 5,000.
Okay,
And if I can contribute more that month, I do. I wait till the end of the month and contribute more. So
right.
I think it's been a very successful account. And we've got a policy set aside just for it. So it has specific rules of how to use it. So the Art Center's actually adopted one. So that's a good opportunity for them.
The next thing you need to replace are those chairs.
Keith says that about the Art Center, so I think we're gonna trade. Trade just for the tourism. So, yeah,
They're hard. They're very difficult to set 2 hours on.
we don't want to get too comfy. We get up to eat food.
Yeah, but if you're in the middle of a play or
True.
Talking about at the art center or here?
I'm talking
conference
about
center.
the
Conference center.
conference center, those chairs
So
are.
I do get the same complaints at the art center.
Anything else for Joy? I think she's.
Unless you put chairs like this,
Yeah.
nobody will have.
Thanks, Joy.
Thank you.
Utility plant board?
You said plan board, our new person started, I think, last week. Did she come by to talk to you at all? I told the powers that be, that I asked her to come for the next meeting.
The powers to be, you're on the board.
Once she gets settled, well, she wasn't there for the meeting.
I thought it was December
I thought it was December.
It might be December, she's moving.
It is
December
December.
1st.
It's December.
She's moving here, starting to move here. She found a place to, I think, on Knapp Avenue that she's living. So we'll try to get her next month to come. It hasn't been going well. If you see Billy Winkleman, he's done a phenomenal job in the interim. It just went flawless, and we just didn't have any problems at all. They've continued to move right along. I just lost my screen.
Wayne,
But
Cookout Burgers, what are they doing with their sewer?
I didn't know there's a problem. I mean,
You've got a tap for water and a tap for gas, but you ain't no tap.
yeah, we're sure a bit of sewer there. Be my guess.
We still have to pay a tap fee.
Yeah. I'm sure they paid their tap fee.
I hope they absorb.
We have switched to, yeah.
That's what's taken.
What do you think they're cooking now? Speaking of sewer, one of the things we've implemented this last couple months is a new grinder. We've been having to replace a lot of grinders, some of them because they were just of age, but that's just been a big, I don't want to say problem, but it's been a big expense. We've got a new grinder, they're actually a little cheaper, and they seem to do better, and they're easier to fix if there is a problem. We started that. We had a long discussion the other night, just to make you feel comfortable about thinking forward. You know, we're basically operating about 72, 73% of our water treatment plant capacity. And the guidelines tell you that by the time you're at 80%, you should have a plan in place to do replacements. So we're kind of starting down that road now. It's going to be one of the first big projects that we ask our manager to look into. Been a lot of flushing. If you've seen the hydrants open,
Oh, yeah.
I know Bruce called me the other day. I had some other people call me.
We getting called.
Yeah, it's just, they're getting ready for their annual,
Quarterly test, quarterly.
their big testing
Yeah.
that they have to do. This is the one where they send stuff out, so they just,
Well, I talked to Billy about it. We're gonna try to help them too, get that word out
Yeah.
on social media and stuff, just to help them.
yeah, and we told them we should invest in some signs to put up to say,
Just let everybody know that it's not
and
broken.
people are flushing, right? Because
Yeah,
that's what,
I called Billy and asked him if the guys forgot to close the hydrant on Friday when I got off work, so
yeah,
that's what he was waiting for.
That's what I asked Glenn.
yep.
Yeah.
Glenn, on the report, we've got a color coding system for the fire engines now. What is the color coding?
National standard. Yeah, there's a national standard, but they're basically it's to the flow. They know what flow that is, so like an orange one, when
That's
they.
a project we worked with Billy on that. We got with Billy back last summer, and he jumped right in on it.
Yep.
Got those guys out there to paint them the right colors, and
So if they're orange, what's the flow, or yellow or red?
the blue would be your highest, over your 1,500 and above. You'll see towards 60, towards the water plant, you'll see the more blue ones.
Right.
As you get down the end of the map, you'll see orange, and red, which is your lower 500 gallons to 1,000 gallons, and that's the NFPA standard code.
Yeah, but tell your neighbors up at North Wilson they can't go back out there and color.
It's been a good project. and like
No more.
That is one of the things we've had, is we've had people paint their own things, you know, whatever they want.
Kind of like the
You
horses.
can't do that now.
Kinda like
Well,
the
it
horses.
means something.
Yeah, but the public doesn't know that
I
it means
know.
something. So I want to communicate on that. And then Dryer Water Meter Testing Services. Dryer is a proper name?
Dryer's
Proper
a company.
company, okay.
Yeah, you have to, by
It's just
law,
the
by law, you have to
Yeah.
pull so many, every 10 years, every meter that you have in your system has to be tested and calibrated. Your big meters, on residential meters, you basically just change them out every 10 years. Because it's costing you the expense to to test them. But your bigger meters, you have to bring in and have someone test those meters to make sure that they're accurately counting the gallons go through them. That's a testing service.
Are you getting new meters?
Are we getting new meters?
Yeah. Are you trying something different?
Residential?
Yeah.
I don't know that they're different. They're always
Radio
replacing.
control, drive-bys, where you can drive by and get a reading.
Oh, yeah, they're doing that, yes. But the meter themselves aren't any different, but yeah, they've got the hookups where we can
When you
start.
gonna have that?
Well, that'll be phased in over many years. And we've got a lot of them now that are touch, but we're going to that system where we can read them radio.
I need one installed
I
in my
think it's gonna
yard.
be specific.
You mean
don't
where
wanna
they
pull it
can
in.
be at a distance and do it?
Yeah, that way. I
They've got
don't-
it in my area because of, yeah.
Yeah, that way I don't have to put the dogs up. They have to call and I have to put
Just
dogs
call
up.
down and request that, so they don't have to.
They did that over 2 years ago for me.
Well, they had it there before, and which one of the boys that reads it, Mark, he walks right on in, opens the gate, walks in, and dogs lick him to death. And the others, they will not let in there.
Mine didn't get read for like 3 months until they found out this one did not like the dog, so it works now.
Yeah. All right.
Any questions for Glenn? Thank you, Glenn. Morgan State report, Beth?
Not a lot going on out of the unusual, several projects still rolling. The projects that, for the parking garage, that has been, you've probably seen a lot of dump trucks traveling through, that is about over as far as hauling dirt. They're through with most of their excavation, so we've weathered through the traffic of the dump trucks. You should see that tapering off now. We did get notification this month that we received the bid for the Governor's Scholars Program again for 16 through 18.
All right, great.
We'll have those 360 students here every summer for the next, 3 years at least.
Great.
So we're really pleased and excited about that. We appreciate the city's welcoming of that program. So I think it's a win-win. But other than that, things are moving on along. We've had 2 good open houses. Numbers are up from last year, so things are moving well.
Graduation on the 12th?
12th. Graduation's on the 12th. We'll be closed Wednesday, Thursday, Friday for Thanksgiving.
Christmas break starts when?
Christmas break starts the
Yes, less than 5.
19th to 20th. It starts on the 20th. For faculty, it's after commencement, but staff offices will remain open until the 20th.
The students come on the 11th.
You were having an
Yes.
intercession this year too.
We are, but it's all online. We're having a winter term that will take place at the close of fall and be done before classes start in the spring, but it's all online, so there won't actually be students physically here taking those classes. They're all online classes. And that's, the actually response to that has been really strong. A lot of students that want to take that winter term.
Right.
I wasn't able to be there, but I understand the Eddie Lundergan, the new dorms out there.
Yes, we opened one of 2 residence halls that'll be at the Derrickson Agricultural Complex. Each one houses 24 students. So the one is up and open now. We had a grand opening, ribbon cutting on it Thursday. Dedicated it to Mr. Lundergan, who was a longtime farm manager and helped build the ag program out there. The second one will be finished probably late spring, early summer, and it'll house another 24 students. The first one is totally occupied by students who actually live and work at the farm. I mean, they live there because they work there, and they work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, making the farm work. The other housing will be open to students who want to live at the farm, but they won't necessarily be farm workers. We have a lot of students that keep their horses there, that are in the ag program, or for whatever reason. So we'll have 48 students total living out there.
Good. Thank you.
Keep you on.
So that means we have sewer that far out now?
We are hooking to the new
Yeah.
sewer system with these new halls, yes.
Thanks, Ben.
And that's a little different than what it was. I mean, they were playing kind of flat rate. Up here, they pay just kind of a flat rate deal that we don't, it's not measured. Out there, it'll be metered. For better word.
Yes.
We're glad to get rid of that sewage treatment plant out there.
Yes, I'm sure you
Leave
are.
it. Thanks.
Future growth development project for the city, Joe?
You have my list, if you have any questions, I'll be glad to answer.
This is where we should bring up the letter from Jimmy Mays and Paul Hitchcock, Mayor.
Anytime.
Yes. Joe was, they actually met with Joe, and he's had a couple conversations, I think, with Joe, with him on this. Well, on two different,
Yes, 2 different occasions.
two different issues, really. But the one here is the one I passed out to you about the zoning.
I will say, if we're gonna go into very much detail, this could be legal litigation, so we may need to go into closed session.
So we can do it, if you wanna wait and do it towards the end and do it that? Is that part
It's
of?
whatever you all wanna do.
Unless you all just
Whatever
wanna
works
have
for you
general,
all.
unless you just wanna have general conversation.
Wait, then go close.
Why don't we write it in, where do you wanna have it then, Mayor? Just before other city business then?
Yeah, that'd be fine. That'd be fine. Does that work for everybody? Because I'm afraid general sometimes can go beyond that, so. All righty. Move on then to item 10, ratification of payment. Monthly bill statements.
So move.
Second.
Motion by Tom and second by Carolyn. Discussion?
Yeah, I've got a question.
Yep.
And I'm sure there's a simple answer, but page, I'm not sure how the pages are numbered.
Up at the top.
At the
right.
top right-hand corner, I think.
Yeah.
If you turn them horizontal.
This,
Oh, okay. I was looking at the other one.
Yeah.
so there's a page, we're buying pants for somebody. George Flat Pants, and then later on, this page here, we're buying a bunch of jeans. I'm just curious what those are.
It's on page 3 of 5 is what it says at the bottom.
Straight up and down, right?
Yeah, straight up
Do
and
you have
down.
the,
It's a Walmart.
is it, you have, I mean, is there anything on there breaking it down by department? Because we purchase jeans from our maintenance staff once a year, replacement jeans from Walmart.
That could be, it is from Walmart.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
probably
and,
mine.
Because unlike the public works, you don't have.
Yeah, we don't.
They don't
yeah,
do uniform service like.
We don't go
like
through
Greg
uniform
does.
service. We,
Flat packets maybe for one of the dispatchers, Tom.
Okay.
no, the khakis aren't mine. The
So these
jeans are
Wrangler
mine.
Relax Fit.
There's been uniform pants purchased from Walmart for Alan Coggle. Uniform jeans for maintenance and staff.
If it's a legit, if that's what it is, that's all I need.
Yeah,
Are you 50? Are you 1050?
Yes,
For recreation?
Yeah.
it's for my maintenance.
If you
staff.
look on this, page 14, where it has Walmart, all the expenditures, those are spelled out to the credit card.
Again, Mayor, just a suggestion.
Yes, sir.
We number the pages in the packet, it's a lot easier for us to refer to a
They're
particular
numbered
page.
on the computer, Tom.
Mine are numbered.
Yeah, I think that's what those are. They're
Good,
spelled
I'm
out.
good with that.
He's looking at the actual credit card.
Oh,
statement.
my fault, Tom. I'm looking at the other one. Okay, I got you. All right. Yeah. All right, yeah, we'll get that done. That's a simple thing. Yeah. Any other questions? Questions been called? Please go ahead and call roll.
Atkins,
Yes.
Bishop,
Yes.
Carew,
Yes.
Franzini,
Yes.
Osley,
Yes.
Teeger,
Yes.
All right. On 11, general business, we have unfinished business under A1, first reading of an ordinance of the city of Moorhead,
So moved.
Kentucky
Second.
closing a portion of Old Second Street. Motion made by Tom, seconded by Carolyn. Any discussion? None? Please call roll.
Atkins, Bishop,
Yes.
Carew,
Yes.
Franzini,
Yes.
Osley,
Yes.
Teeger,
Yes.
Under 11A2, Unfinished business, first reading of an ordinance changing the street name of a portion of Lee Avenue
I would be honored to make that
to
motion.
John Alcorn Way. Motion made by Glenn Teeger and seconded by Beth. Any discussion? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Only
I'm sorry.
discussion I would have, do we have to do a second reading on this? Okay. 'Cause once it's done, I would appreciate the maintenance department let me know when that's gonna take place, so I could make a ceremony of that.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Please.
We'll do that. Do we want to,
No, no,
how about if we invite,
I'll invite Ed.
in the here for the second reading?
That'd be nice.
How about that? And then we could,
Yeah.
Can we have them signed by the second reading?
do we have a sign by December, you think?
We put it on the same when the guys are gone though.
Do what?
I don't want the sign put up until the school's out of session, because the guys won't be able to.
Well, when we sign up later, at least have her here in Donald.
Yeah, second reading would be great to have her here.
Then he will print us, okay. All right. Under 11A, excuse me, 11B, new business, I'm sorry. My fault. Go ahead and call roll.
Atkins,
Yes.
Bishop,
Yes.
Carew,
Yes.
Franzini,
Yes.
Osley,
Yes.
Teeger,
Yes.
Now, new business. One, awarding bid of Perkins Center HVAC system.
So moved.
Tom?
Do we need to specify which option?
Yes,
Which
that's what I was
option?
gonna ask.
What? Never mind.
Did we just get one bid?
The only one we received,
Only one we
advertised, and all we received.
Is there a recommendation?
Hold on a second, we need a second.
Wait, he needs to finish his motion, then we need a second.
Motion and,
Well, I need some clarification to finish the motion.
okay.
We recommend
There were
to
two pardon me?
recommend to be using the gas, since we have gas
Option
installed for
two.
2 new units. It's a short piece of pipe to go right over to it, and so.
All right, I'll make a motion to accept
In the long run.
option 2 of the bid from Service Incorporated for the Carl D. Perkins building.
At the cost of $14,915.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Second.
Second by Glenn, got it. All right, any discussion, further discussion?
We got two bids, but we only.
Got one bid.
Only got one
Oh, we
bid.
got one bid. I
Yeah, there were
see
two options on the
bid.
one bid,
Got it,
only
got
one
it, got it,
responded.
Got it.
Okay? All right. Please call roll.
Atkins,
Yes.
Bishop,
Yes.
Carew,
Yes.
Franzini,
Yes.
Osley,
Yes.
Teeger,
Yes.
New business, item number 2, resolution of Renaissance funding for the Moorhead Wayfinding signage project, which is what was alluded to earlier by Joel.
So moved.
All right, so moved, and we'll let Carolyn do the second. Any discussion on that? Hearing none, please call roll.
Atkins,
Yes.
Bishop,
Yes.
Carew,
Yes.
Franzini,
Yes.
Osley,
Yes.
Teeger,
Yes. Bring 'em on.
New business, item 3, municipal order for minimum salary of city clerk.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion?
Congratulations on the rating.
Yeah.
She's done well her first month, hasn't she?
One month ago.
That's
Half a percent rating.
missed.
She's really not, she's just,
Yeah.
we're correcting.
I know.
We're correcting it.
No, but I can see all that
That'll
for
be in the
her.
newspaper.
Yeah, she's really not getting ready.
Well, we can say, you got a raise the first month, what else do you want?
Thanks,
All right.
Lynn.
Call for question.
Question's been called, please call roll.
Atkins,
Yes.
Bishop,
Yes.
Carew,
Yes.
Franzini,
Yes.
Osley,
Yes.
Teeger,
Yes.
Item 4, under new business, first reading of an ordinance amending the city of Moorhead, Kentucky's annual budget for fiscal year 7/1/215 through 6/30/216 by estimating revenues and resources and appropriating funds for the operation of city government budget amendment number 2.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion?
Makes sense to me.
There's a clarity, which I read it. So.
Is that what
All
it
right, yes. Hearing, thank you. We'll take that raise back. Go ahead and call roll, please.
Atkins,
Yes.
Bishop,
Yes.
Carew,
Yes.
Franzini,
Yes.
Beasley,
Yes.
Teeger,
Yes.
Item 5 under new business, awarding a bid for new 3-yard salt spreader for Public Works.
I'd like to move that we purchase the poly spreader from Keffenbarger Truck Equipment in Cincinnati, Ohio, for $6,115.
Second.
Any discussion?
I would like to know, what is the 3-yard part of this label measuring? The distance?
The capacity,
Or
Cubic
the
yard.
cubic yards of what it holds.
Cubic yards,
Yeah.
okay.
I'll
Just curious.
Yeah.
front of
And
it,
if you
everything
want,
measured
if you
by
want any
yard.
further explanation,
Cubic yard.
Greg can give you just a brief explanation of, go ahead, Greg, just tell them why you think this is
Oh,
a.
we don't have to need it.
Everything we have, all of our other spreaders right now are 2-yard spreaders. They hold 2 cubic yards of salt, and they're 8 feet long. The truck that this 3-yard spreader is gonna go on is a 1-ton flatbed truck with a 10-foot flatbed on it that goes across the hill. This will just save him more trips, coming back to get salt and stuff like that, and then the poly spreader part of it is gonna be, I'm thinking it's gonna be really good in conserving salt too, because you got a lot more control.
Right.
So,
And the longevity, and then you've also called and talked to a couple of.
yeah, I've talked to a couple places that have them, I've heard nothing but good. They're electric motors, you don't burn any gas, and you just got a lot of control over it.
So this is our test, hoping that maybe as we go on, we can kind of slowly replace one that needs replacing, so. All right,
I'd like to move that we go into executive
We haven't
session.
voted on that.
gotta vote on it real quick.
No, okay.
Please call roll.
Atkins,
Yes.
Bishop,
Yes.
Carew,
Yes.
Franzini,
Yes.
Beasley,
Yes.
Teeger,
Yes.
Go ahead, Tom.
Now.
Go ahead, Tom.
I'd like to move that we go into executive session to consider a request from citizens on Fairleigh Drive.
Question?
So we're going in to
Question?
discuss
Yeah,
pending or
pending
threatened.
litigation.
or Pending or threatened litigation.
Yes.
What's the nature of the business?
Pending or threatened
Pending
litigation.
or threatened litigation. And we'll let them know. And then we'll let you know if we take any action. when we come back. So we have to, oh, I'm sorry. Anybody, did you
I'll
second?
second.
Second, Carolyn, okay. I thought mine did, I'm sorry. So we have to ask everyone, if you would, as we're going to go into executive session, we need to